Indian. Let me make sure I got my volume up here. I don't know what I did with my microphone. Oh my God, listen. This is CT over at the NYC Indian. Thank you for joining in. Halito, everybody. We are here to review Seeking Sister Wives. This is going to be season 4, episode 1. This is going to be brought to you from an urban Native American perspective, a mixed perspective, and a secular perspective. So we're going to be going forward doing lives. Now, I've been I've been watching the show. This shite show, shall we call it, for the past, I guess, maybe 3 years or so. And I just can't believe sometimes what I'm looking at. Now, I'm going to be reviewing this show weekly, and I just want to let everybody know that I just want to remind you that this is a secular channel. So my perspective that I'll be giving for the show will be coming not from any particular religious background. So it doesn't matter if you're Muslim, Christian, atheist, whatever. There's something for everybody here, because I will be reviewing it with a non-religious foundation, which I think is kind of important to emphasize because this type of show, really does deal with situations and partnerships that typically tend to be centered around religious philosophy, which is just really insane to me. But anyway, all right, hopefully my tablet will stay in place. So, oh my God, did you all catch that last night? Oh my God, I was so excited. This is one of those shows that literally makes my skin crawl and like I get goosebumps all at the same time. I just love it. It's such a guilty pleasure. It's complete trash television for me. I know these are people's real lives, but sorry, it's just ridiculous. And also, I want to go ahead and let everybody know that my perspective that I'm coming from, even though it is from a non-religious perspective, I am completely and wholeheartedly judgmental towards this. I think it is absolute craziness. I think, maybe if we were seeing couples where maybe if everyone, well, then I was going to say if everyone equally was able to have additional spouses, like women, is including the men, then I could say, you know what, I can't understand, I can't quite really get it, but you know what, at least there's some equality and it doesn't seem like someone's being taken advantage of. So I just want to make it very clear that I am not into these type of relationships because I feel there's too much power and advantage skewed towards the male side, and it's just ridiculous to me. So just to let you know, I will be judging, I will be dragging, honey, I will be dragging. This is not going to be some, oh, we'll make, no. I try to be objective, but when it comes down to this is complete foolery. So, all right, we are starting off this episode with some new people. Let's see, we have Nick, April, and Jennifer, and oh my God. Jesus. Mary and Joseph. Woof. All right, they are a couple. So he's been with the other one. I think that's April, since college. They met in college, and she already had a child, and they became a couple. They've been together like 14, 15 years, something like that. And then her coworker becomes her friend, and then somehow she tells her about her lifestyle, whatever, and then she becomes the third in the relationship. Now let's talk about Mr. Nick, okay? Mr. I'm the king of the house and I don't have to really do much. I'm a stay-at-home dad. So this man is not working. Oh my God, you just cannot make this up. This man is not working, okay? He's got 2 women that are working. And this is a different dynamic because usually it's kind of like that religious, culty kind of weird thing where, the man's, he's making all this money, has a good job, and then these women are sitting here like in some little harem or something like that. This is a little bit of a different situation on the financial end, okay? But at the end of the day, it's, what's that song? I don't care what they say about me, but I'm an MFMPIMP. That's what I'm getting from this situation. So he's sitting around with these 2 educated women, gainfully employed, and I would like to say intelligent, but you know what? This show is about suspending our critical thinking. And this is what getting into absolute toxic, ridiculous relationships, and to some degree, what religion or religious ideas, ideologies can get us into. I mean, this is just craziness. So these women, these healthy, able-bodied, intelligent women, are choosing to be with this man. Okay, and he's not. Listen, he ain't no Jason Momoa. Okay, I look when he stood up and I looked at him when he was ready to go on the date with that other girl. I was like, "Are you serious? Like this?" So he's sitting on the couch introducing himself, and April's like, "Yeah, we've been in this relationship for a long time, but everything is okay. He satisfies everybody, and it's all good. And oh, he's so much to handle." And oh God, I was like, gross. And the other one, like, I don't. You're gonna hear me say as I review this show in different levels, like, okay, this is crazy, but this is the craziest. This is bad, but this is the worst of the worst kind of thing. So I think there are, even though I don't agree with any of it, I think there are varying degrees of it. All right. Now, TLC did have a show called, I think, was it called Brother Husbands, if I'm not mistaken? And it was a woman who I think she was the breadwinner, if I'm not mistaken, and she had two husbands and they lived and they raised the kid together. Now, again, strange, I can't understand it, but there was not this power dynamic. These men can leave anytime that they want. When it's the women, they're stuck. Usually they got kids. A lot of times they don't have education. They don't know where to go. All they know is like food shopping and like, budgeting or what. They don't have many life skills. But this is different. This is different. So I'm like, what the hell do they see in this guy? I couldn't believe it. Listen, he is not only is he with these women, he's not even married to any of them. So he has no financial. Listen, the guy, he's disgusting, but you can't say the guy's not smart. If he's able to get these women that are dumb enough to just get on board with this kind of thing, then I mean, it's he's still taking advantage. But God, I mean, they're doing this willingly. This does not look like some situation where she doesn't have any education, she doesn't have anywhere to go. These women are like signed up for this, and why would you go on national television? So the older one, she says that her family, some of her family members blocked her or unfriended or whatever, like on social media because they're not with it. And, she's having some issues with her family. Now, he didn't mention anything about his family that I noticed. And I wonder the new one, Jennifer, like, girl, what are you? I mean, I'm just saying, like, you're a young, educated, attractive enough skinny white woman in America, like, you can have so many men. I mean, so many men, any kind of man, any ethnicity, you can have whatever you want. Usually, I mean, that's the standard of who gets the pick of the litter. So why you are choosing to be with this man is so I'm not understanding it. Oh God, I just can't. So, she has so the older one, I guess April, she has a son and he lives with them. And, he's this Nick has been at home dad. I mean, and, but hey, I guess the benefit is that he reads articles and columns on quantum physics and he can regurgitate something that he read. I mean, you can't make this up because she's saying like, oh, the intelligent conversations that we have with him, his level of intelligence is just so high, so knowledgeable. So if he's so knowledgeable, why didn't he do anything after college? Does he have any postgraduate education? Does he have an at-home business if he's a stay-at-home dad? Now listen, I'm not against stay-at-home dads. Now, if the woman's just making more money and it just makes more sense, instead of getting a babysitter or something like that, and you got the finances and everything is worked out, and everyone's happy and everyone feels taken advantage of or whatever, then there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I really don't see anything wrong with that. If everyone's on board and everyone's happy, but this is not, he's not striking me as a stay-at-home dad. What is he staying home to do? I mean, the kid is big enough that this guy could be out working, but he chooses not to, and he has women that are bringing home money. So this is giving me very much human traffic vibes, but without the trafficking, because they all live in the same house like a stable. Oh God, I just can't. Oh God, I can't. I just can't. Okay, so next, who do we have? We have a new couple named Brenda and Steve. Now this is a mess. Okay, this is a mess from a whole other planet. This is a mess. This man was married to his wife, meets some woman out somewhere, befriends her, and the woman starts hanging out with a couple. Next thing you know, they're like, oh, well, no, we're spending so much time together. Are we dating? I don't know. Is this dating? So she was all down with that to begin with. His wife, according to him, is getting wind of, negative, you know, people saying negative things in her ear or whatever. Listen, the woman did not sign up to be in a polygamous relationship. She signed up to be um, in a monogamous relationship. So of course she was like, oh, "See ya." I mean, you're gonna bring this woman in, and and it's like, I mean, she's a Brenda. I mean, she's just like an average woman at the grocery store. I mean, these people are not supermodels. Which I'm not saying it will be better, but sometimes you gotta think like, man, like even though I don't get it, but God, I mean, maybe if the person was very wealthy, and maybe if they were really good looking, and maybe if they were really tall, they had all these different things, you could say, okay, well, I guess maybe that's how this person got drawn into it. But these men are none of that. None of that. Now, the Steve, he's not terrible looking, but I mean, they blurred out the ex-wife's picture. Well, eventually she ends up divorcing him because she's like, well, I don't want Brenda in our relationship. Who the hell is Brenda? So I guess she went along with it for a while, according to him. But I bet if we talked to her, we probably get a whole different story. So now his ex-wife is gone, and now he's with Brenda. And Brenda, who I thought was pregnant, but then later on, it was like there was no mention of it. So, is she pregnant? Did I miss that? Because she seemed pregnant, right? And then he's sitting up here talking about how, now they're together. He wants to bring somebody else in. So now he's found this 21-year-old. He's 42 years old. And I would assume Brenda is 37. It's a 4-year difference, I think. You bringing in this young woman, I mean, her frontal, the frontal part of the brain doesn't even fully form until the early 20s. I mean, are you serious? She's so young. And he likes that, it just struck me. Oh yeah, she's really nice. And I just like the fact that, she didn't ask any questions. I mean, what the hell kind of man is this? What kind of man is this? And and none of them really look like nothing. They all look like somebody down at the Safeway. You're not pulling supermodels. I'm not understanding. So this little Brenda's complaining because there's not a connection. So it kills me how some of these women will play this, I'm the new toy in his bed kind of role, but then when the old relationships dissolve and now they're not the new thing anymore, now they're intimidated by the new one coming in. It's like some of them like to be only the second or the third, right? We saw that with, I think, wasn't it with the Cody family or Brown or whatever? I don't know what the hell was it, Christine or something. She didn't want to be the first wife or some kind of dysfunctional nonsense I cannot even wrap my head around. And he says that he grew up in an area where LDS families were living, but like the polygamous sect of the LDS religion, who tend to be allegedly looked down upon by the greater LDS, because that's like the older Mormons, right? Those Mormons, I can't with them either. And it's just an excuse. And I mean, this is what I'm talking about, religion, right? Whether religion is 2,000 years old, like we get the what do you call them, the Abrahamic traditions of Judaism and Islam and Christianity, versus these newer religions like Mormonism that started here. It is like truly the American religion, right? Where they have all these rules about people from Native Americans are like connected to them, like these lost tribes, and it is just such nonsense. So it's so easy to see how they can take things and twist things to fit their male patriarchal. I'm just gonna have a stable of young girls, because like those LDS folks over in or the polygamous sect of it that are over in Utah. You see these shows on what do you call them, TB or TLC, where these young women, like they're not even women, and they're trying to escape, and they're being held in bondage, like with these, by these old men, and they have like their little mafia that rides around their little property, and how a bunch of the elected officials are part of that as well. So it's hard to prosecute. It's a mess. I don't know what the hell is going on in Utah, but anyway, this guy's from Texas, but I guess it's close enough. He grew up around that. So according to him, he was aware of all these things, but it was never a conversation. It was never something that crossed his mind that he was actually going to do. And I'm like, I'm calling bullshit on this one. Give me a break. Who's supposed to believe this? So yeah, Brenda's intimidated now. So we're gonna see how this plays out. They're kind of a boring couple. I don't know how much time I'm gonna spend on them, but it's still, something to look at. So now we get to the last couple. Oh my God. The Merrifields. They are back. Oh my God. So we have Garrick and his wife Danielle. Or should I say his ex-wife, because they were on last season and they were a married couple with children. He decides he want to, God told him that he should bring some, whatever. So he decides to get another woman. He brings in this woman, Bert or Roberta, I don't know what her name is, Bert, that's what they call her, from Brazil. And she was all on board, she was all happy and everything. But Danielle wasn't feeling it, but she's trying to fight back the tears and stuff like that. She's crying in every scene last year because she's not happy. She doesn't want this, but she was willing to divorce her husband so that this man could legally marry this woman and bring her to the States on a visa. And guess what? She ain't here yet. Okay, she's still in Brazil. This is, it's insane. And you could see the woman Danielle in court, and she's over there with her tissues, like she's over there in court, and they're like, are you going to dissolve this marriage? She's like, oh yes, I'm going to dissolve the marriage. Like, are you serious? Are you kidding me? Like, yes, you should be divorcing him and leaving him the hell alone. That's what you should be doing. So anyway, they're back. So now he is, I thought he was in landscaping, but apparently he's some kind of contractor, some kind of builder or something like that. So he decides to expand and make a larger home on their property, or if that's a new property. And in the meantime, they're living in a trailer, and it's like she said a 5-wheel trailer. It looked like a big trailer. It's not like those little tiny trailers, right? And the parent or her parents have or a little apartment on the property to be close to the family. Apparently her parents are down with it. They did not look down with it to me last season. I think they just feel like really sorry for their daughter, and they just, I don't know what their deal is, but his family completely cut him off, right? They kicked him off the family property and everything like that. So, all the children that are being exposed to this, I just think I'm going to use a religious word here, even though I am not religious, but it's a sin, okay? You should not have children in this kind of environment. This is very much, when you talk about lifestyle, I hate when people use the word lifestyle when they talk about LGBTQ, right? That's not lifestyle. You can't help how you're born, who you're attracted to. The lifestyle is something that you choose to do. You are choosing to sleep with like they said on the glorified cheating. You're choosing to cheat on your spouse in an open manner, and when your spouse is not happy about it, clearly, but they're still trying to go along to get along because maybe they feel like they can't get anybody else, or they're stuck because they have kids. They gave you their best years. They feel like they're not going to be able to find somebody else, whatever, all these different reasons. But God. Anyway, I just don't think kids should be exposed to this. I think it's so unfair. So anyway, so now they have decided that because it's taking a while with Bird and her paperwork or whatever it is, that she's still not there yet, that they have decided, or should I say Danielle has decided, to find somebody else. Now this is some kind of move on Danielle's part. Danielle's like, well, yeah, because when Bert comes, it's just going to be those two, and I need someone to be friends with. And remember, that's what if you guys watched it last season, or if you didn't, rather, she was always saying how She wants to have a best friend. She wants to have someone to, talk to and spend time with and stuff like that. And she always felt very jealous about Bert. And now she's thinking she's going to throw in a third, which is going to throw a monkey wrench into the plan, make Bert jealous, have somebody to gang up on, or at least like have somebody in her corner, like her little back support, right? So Danielle takes it upon herself to find somebody on social media, and they meet this woman named Leah. And oh my God, when they panned over to her and we get to see this woman, okay? Now, let me tell you something. This is not, you never know what a person's type is, right? And especially because Danielle and Garrett got together when they were young. So, sometimes you don't know what your type is or the different things that you're attracted to. That's the problem with getting married at a very young age. You don't get to really explore. So, because he's just like so milk toast, like very just, like weirdo, religious weirdo, kind of Colorado white guy kind of thing. I just never expected them to show this screen to pan over to Leah, who's this dark skinned black woman with locks, okay, who's a nurse from California. I said, oh my God, they have hit the Nielsen jackpot. Because, honey, I was there with my popcorn. It was so good. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe this. Literally, I'm going to have to get on here and talk to you guys. If you're my people, I got to talk to somebody about this. I'm like getting goosebumps just thinking about it. When I saw her picture, I was like, oh, well. Oh, okay. So I guess he's into some different varieties of women, right? And I'm thinking to myself, all right, let's see how this is going to go. So, they play some scenes from previous season, or from the previous season and stuff, mainly of Danielle on the beach crying all the time, right? So then they decide to have this woman come fly in for a meeting. And Leah, they pick up Leah from the airport, and oh my God, it was crazy. She's like, hey, how you doing? She gets in the car. She's like, all right, what's going on? Where are we going? What's up? What are we doing? I was like, oh, Leah. Okay, Leah's a black girl. Okay, so how's this gonna work? How is this gonna work? And Roberta's Latina, right? So she's gonna be, I see a little culture clash here. I see it because already Bert does not like Leah. All right, Bert wants to be the only one. She wants to be probably the last sister wife or whatever, and she probably feels like Danielle, just like the sister, the housekeeper that's somewhere in the attic somewhere, just going around giving everybody back rubs every 5 minutes. But Bert is not happy. And I was like, I'm just sitting there and I'm staring at them. So I wanted to see the body language when they first got together. And they hugged, and apparently, they're, I don't know if she's taller than him, but she's at least his height, if not a little bit taller. And I didn't know that height was an issue for him. So I'm like, okay, so what's going on here? And he said that she's very pretty, so he seems to be attracted to her, but maybe the height is throwing him off. I don't know. I need a little bit more time to see how they interact. But Leah seems to be into it. I mean, but she keeps, whenever they bring up Bert's name and how it's going to affect Bert, and she's just like, oh, well, I don't know. Like I'm just here. I just got off the tarmac, so I want to enjoy my time. Do we have to wait for her? Like basically kind of thing. I was like, oh my God, this is just too good. This is so exciting. Oh my God, I love this show. So I cannot wait till Bert gets in the picture. I cannot wait to see her reaction. Oh my God, I just can't wait for any of it. I'm so excited. So Leah said that she grew up in a polygamous household, or she was exposed to it growing up. Now, I want some more detail on that, because it wasn't like, your baby, or was it like, you grew up and then your daddy had like 6 kids across town kind of thing? Because some people try and pass that off as polygamous, right? And and mama knew about it, and mama just kind of dealt with it. Or did she grow up in a household with, multiple parents and things? I have one friend, or many years ago, I had a friend who was, her mom was I want to say her mom was from the Middle East, and her dad was Creole from Louisiana, and she grew up in a Muslim household, and her dad apparently had the money to do it. He had a 2-story home. So one family lived on one story and the other family lived on another story. And you know, she literally grew up in a polygamous family. So I'm wondering if it was something like that, or I have no idea. But she also has been in a polygamous relationship herself, and she states that, you know, that's something that she sees herself doing. You know, she just wants to get back out there and try it again, and she's not, I guess, burned from the situation. So, honey, oh my God. Oh, this is gonna be so good. This is just gonna be so good. This is just gonna be so good. I can't believe it. So, excuse me, the last couple is well, I mean, we saw a little bit of them, but we'll see more of them next week. It's going to be Tasha and Sidian from last year. And so apparently Sidian has found a cute little Filipina who he is in love with or whatever. And Tasha's sitting there, you know, and he's saying like, she's just so pretty. She's out of my league. You know, I don't know if she's like even in my league. And Tasha's just sitting there like, what am I last week's minced meat? Am I, liver and onions or something on a Wednesday night? And I thought to myself, oh my God, Tasha, we're going to watch you just suffer and go through another season of this. I mean, I don't know. I just don't understand these people. I don't understand the mentality. I don't understand all the sharing. You know, like I said, if they had a woman with multiple husbands, I would at least be in support of it, even though I wouldn't get it, because I would be like, all right, well, she's going to make sure everybody's comfortable, make sure everybody's this and everybody's that. And these men have the agency to easily leave and go and move to a new relationship. You know, and with all these couples, it's always the same. I don't, it's not an open relationship. Now, on here, it seems to be so far, we only have one couple. Was it just, yeah, just the Merrifields are doing a religious type, justification. And the rest, as far as I know, are well, I don't know if that Steve and Brenda are secular. I think he's a Mormon, but maybe just not into the polygamous portion of the Mormon religion. So, oh my God, you guys, this is just good TV. Now, I've been, doing 90 Day Fiance, and it is good, but, certain episodes, I'm kind of like dragging myself through, like, oh my God, but this show gets me so excited. I just love it. So please, please, please leave your comments below. I want to hear what you guys think about this. Are you guys into it? Do you guys like it? Like, just because it's not for me doesn't mean it's not for you. There's plenty of people out there willing to, enter these type of relationships. I do believe you suspend your critical thinking when you go into these type of relationships, but I do want to know if you guys, what are your opinions on this? It's not just my thoughts. I want to hear from you guys too. So please leave your comments below. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up and definitely share it and share the episode with your friends too, because this show is just too good to miss, honey. This is just TV gold. All right. So please turn on your notifications so you know when I'm coming on live. I'll be coming on live on Tuesdays, typically, the day after the episode has aired. And that's it. I think I mentioned everything. All right. So please stay safe, take care, and chipisa lacho.